Hey everybody, it's Tiqqle, and in this video we're going over the latest of the hotfixes or tuning adjustments that Blizzard is doing that's coming out February 25th. This is a big deal because of some of these changes. It's going to shift this meta a little bit more than anything else we've seen. Corruption gear has made some classes come back, and you see them played a little bit more because, yeah, they can just be nuts with increased damage with having Corruption piece. But now they're doing actual class balancing, which is going to make a big deal. Why do I have a smile on my face? Why am I on my enhanced shaman? Yeah, well, we'll get to that. Let's go over all the changes very quickly, and then I'll give you my thoughts at the end. So stay tuned till the end. Let's get into it. Oh my. Let's just start at the top. I'll put this link in the description in case you want to read. If you don't want to read, stick around. Let's go through it one at a time. Resto Druid. Rejuvenation now costs 10% base mana from 10.5. Okay, Efflorescence, which this is more important because this is something that was working so well with Destro Warlocks and a lot of not mobile classes in like shadow plays or some in classes in PvP that don't move a lot. Like this synergized so well with Destro Warlocks. For some reason, it was nuts. But Efflorescence now costs less mana. Oh, from more. Okay, all right. Tranquility, direct healing is increased. Okay. Okay, these changes should improve Resto Druid's raid healing output. Oh, that's actually kind of surprising without much impacting their already strong capabilities in dungeons and arena. All right, so they're changing the mana cost. Okay, so they're not really doing, that's not too big of a change, I guess. I was thinking they were nerfing that, so it would be more mana, but whatever. Marksman Hunter, damage of all abilities increased by 5%. Okay, Marksman Hunters, that rapid fire build is going to come back. Now remember, this is for not PvP only, this is everything. So in everything, the Druid mana is changing. For everything, Marksman is getting a 5% damage increase. Windwalker Monks getting a 5% damage increase. Now, I don't get this for PvP, but apparently maybe in PvE they're not being seen. Their representation is down. This is usually why, or the community's perception is negative of them, which is usually why Blizzard makes these changes, in my opinion. Let me know why you think this was made here, because Windwalkers have been owning in PvP. To see them get a big buff here, 5%, that's kind of interesting. I don't know, that's just gonna kind of take them off of I don't know, they're gonna be on a run in PvP. Frost Mage damage increased by 5%. I can see that being important because there's like no Frost Mages. Even in the meta now where damage can be spiky, this would, like, I feel like Frost Mage would be a fun class to play because it is now a time when you can slow the game down to your advantage. In the last patch, it was not the case because everything was already super slow anyway, and it was probably very boring to be a Frost Mage. So it's good to see they got a damage increase. Enhanced Shaman, all abilities increased by 3%. That's awesome. I am super excited about this. I personally think Enhanced Shaman is going to be so good this patch, and then they're further buffing us by 3%. Even to see this for PvE, I mean, maybe at the top end, they're not parsing as well, but I've seen Enhanced Shamans do a serious amount of damage, and I have geared mine, like, that is my main goal now, is gearing it as an Enhanced Shaman. I already have all my stuff I need from Heroic for PvP for Ellie. The Engineering Helmet's done, all this stuff is done, but now for Enhance, we gotta bring the heat, so that's actually so exciting. Demonology Warlock, I'm very happy to see this, because Demo is a spec that is not seen. I haven't seen it. I just haven't seen it. It used to be so cool to see Demo Warlock do crazy shit in Mythic Pluses, and I don't even see them ever at all. I also don't see Affliction. I was a little sad to see that Affliction wasn't on here. Maybe they're very good in PvP. Maybe you guys know that. Put it down in the comments to give me a little bit more taste. Now let's get into PvP. Tank specializations. Tank specialization players now take an additional 50%, was 40. They're basically making tanks take 10% more damage. Okay. Yep. Guardian's probably still playable, even though they did some nerfs, so they're probably further pushing them down. Like, get out of here. All right, Death Strike now heals for 20%. Whoa, that is big. This is PvP only now. Unholy and Frost. Death Strike now heals for 20% of the damage taken when engaged in combat with an enemy, was 40. Death Strike now heals for a minimum of 5% when engaged. Whoa, that's crazy. It used to be Death Strike would heal for 10% minimum of your max health. So if your max health is like 400k, it'd heal for 40k a hit, a global. That is pretty huge. So that's the minimum. And the maximum, how Death Strike works is if you take damage up to 5 seconds worth of damage and then you use Death Strike will heal you for, it was 40, now it's 20% of the damage taken in the past 5 seconds. So that means if you take let's say your health pool is 400k, let's say you get hit and you get half of your damage taken, which is 200k damage. Now you're only going to heal for 40k. You used to heal for what? 40% of that was 80k. So that's actually a 40k instead of 80k. Yeah, that's pretty big, actually. That's pretty good. That's pretty nice. I mean, Destro's still going to be super, sustaining, but this is a huge adjustment. DKs weren't touchable. Now they are. That's crazy. All right, Blood is getting nerfed. Deathstrike now heals back a certain amount. Okay, they nerfed that too. Okay, all right. Mage, this is big. I already read ahead. Mage, Ice Barrier now absorbs 40% less damage when engaged in combat with enemy players, as well as Fire. Blazing Barrier now absorbs 40% less. Okay, so the reason this is a big deal is because Arm Pala was, super high in the bracket last season. Destro, Fire Mage, it was also an MLD, was a huge comp last season. And people would complain about Fire Mages being so tanky because of this Blazing Barrier. The Blazing Barrier was like a barrier of over like 100k or something crazy. So now with that being nerfed, that's gonna make mages much squishier in PvP. And in such a fast-paced meta, that could be a very big deal for changing them, kind of nerfing something in the RMX kind of a trifecta that has been all over the place. So that is very, very exciting for anyone that is not playing RMP. Arcane, Prismatic Barrier, okay, same thing, yeah. Arcanes are actually cool. I hope we see more Arcane. I think that's a sleeper for sure. Now here's another one I am very excited about because of they have had their day, okay? Warlocks have had their day. Okay, Warlock's Affliction. Oh, this sad for Affliction. They should have left it for Affliction, but Affliction and Destro. Demon Armor now increases stamina by 5%, was 10, which is actually crazy now that the secondary, our stats are so high too. That's a lot. But this is it. Demon Armor now increases armor by 90%, and it was 150. That is a huge nerf. That is a punch to the gut for Destros. Destros will now take a ton of physical damage. That was 60% less armor now. Think about that. Increases armor by 90%, not 150. I don't know how big to quantify that, but I do know in Season 1 of BFA, they gave Warlocks, I'm pretty sure, or they adjusted Demon Armor to Warlocks, and that made Warlocks playable and viable. So they buffed it, and now they're nerfing it at the where we are in the game now, which is definitely interesting. It's interesting to me because I don't know if they're saying that, okay, you have enough armor now because of the high item levels that you don't need this higher percentage, and it actually is making you excessively tanky. Like if it's like a haircut, or if it's a nerf. I don't know. I want to know what you guys think of these changes. Put it down in the comments below because I want to know, do you think this is a haircut or do you think this is a big nerf to these classes? The damage changes, if you look, there's no, okay, so there's a caster here, a range here. These are classes that aren't represented. Marksman, Hunter, Frost Mage, Enhancement, Demo, in PvP at least. So I'll say, I'm excited to, hopefully we will see some of this diversity come out into PvP comps. Very excited to see that. I'm very excited for the Fire Mage Barrier nerf. To be honest, I'm a shaman, I purge it off anyway. It's like, it's more important for me to purge that shield off than to do damage into the shield. It's kind of nuts. Well, yeah. Now, where the heck, yeah, Havoc needs a nerf. I'm surprised that Havoc Demon Hunters didn't take a hit here, to be honest with you. I'm a little surprised because they are just wrecking everything in PvP and PvE. Very surprised. That is the one class I will say I'm surprised that escaped this. It looks like survivability was kind of nerfed across the board, and the thing is right now the meta is so fast, the damage is so high, people are getting their rank theory, Reaping of Flame or whatever it's called, Breath of the Dying, yeah, that we're going to keep getting faster. People are going to keep getting more eye level, more damage. It's going to be good. So with that being said, I'm excited about these changes. I think this will shift people away from Destros potentially. Mages are going to be squishier in those RM Palas. They won't be able to stay alive as easily. DKs might be viable, and Enhance is getting the huge. This isn't huge, but it's good. It's a nod. It's a nod in the direction, and I think the Enhance is going to be very good this patch. I'm already gearing it to the teeth. I'm trying different builds out, so make sure to be checking back to the channel because I'll be putting more content out with that. But guys, this is pretty huge. That's what I think. I'm excited about these changes. It's all about nerfing survivability. If you look across, if you just look at a high level view, nerfing survivability, especially in some casters that have very, very, very good survivability. They probably have the best, and now they're getting nerfed. Makes me happy. Guys, with that being said, that was the quick review. I'll put this link down in the description. Guys, I do stream on Twitch every single day, starting again right now, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The reason I wasn't streaming for a little bit, I got sick. I'm still sick, but we're back. And we'll see you on there, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think about these and if we should go do some testing afterwards. Let's get back to it, guys. See you in 8.3. See you on the stream. See you later.